Hello, Robs. We're back with more books. New arrivals, that is. Let's start with the library find today. Agatha Christie, Cat Among the Pigeons. When you look at that Ed on the cover, you know that the book is yours because whose else would it be if when you got a cat's head? I don't even believe Agatha Christie was a real person, except that she ran away at some point because her husband cheated on her, and then there was news stories. Otherwise, I wouldn't believe that she lives. But she's like 380 years old at this point, so who knows? This is from an estate sale. Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. It's really good shape. I don't even think it's got a spine crease. Who are these people, I wonder? That they put on the back of this cover. The vampire speaks of his first 200 years of his dark journey in an undying life, of his unnatural erotic alliance with the beautiful Claudia, whose passions were locked forever in the body of a child. Wait, he's got erotic alliances with her? That's kind of creepy. Did not know that, bruv. Divorced from human nature and trapped by human need, they hungered for love and thirsted for blood on a perilous search for others like themselves, night after endless evil night. Some creepazoid shit there, buddy. Black edition of Death Note by Sugumi Oba, art by Takeshi Obata. I believe I have other books of this series, but I originally bought them for my child, but said child said, I have no clue what this is, so keeping it to sell or keep or whatever I do. Eventually it'll probably sell because I have no interest in this rubbish. I can't let myself be even remotely suspected of being Kara. No, I've got to stop thinking like that. And anyway, even if he suspects me of being Kara, yet arrest me unless he sets his hands on the death note. Stand out of that. Shut up. These are remembrance cards from the estate sale. I will put them back there because you don't care about them. This is Slapstick by Vonnegut, another author which I don't particularly care for. But he's a classic in the minds of others, so this is another. Oh, I guess it does have a slight crease, but not from opening and closing, just from the manufacturer. What is this price tag from, or this receipt from, bruv? Thank you. What does it say? Can't read it. It's too dim. Thank you. Come again. I don't know if it's for the book or not. Thank you. Come again. Thank you. Come again. $1. What's the price say on there, bro? $2.50. So I doubt it's that unless it was used, but it's too good a shape to be in used condition. The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. I don't know what this Arcturus. The Pickwick Papers not only introduced the quixotic figures of Samuel Pickwick, Esquire, to the world, but also the immense talent of Charles Dickens. The 24-year-old Dickens applied his wonderful descriptive powers to a series of farcical events, which are still guaranteed to raise laughs. Complete poems and selected letters of John Keats. It's a nice looking book. Paperback, though it be, but it seems to be free of marginality, etc. So I got it. It's 50 cents. Medieval People, a bright and scholarly book. New Statesman. Eileen Power. Medieval People is an account of the lives of 6 individuals who lived during the Middle Ages. A Frankish peasant, Marco Polo, the Venetian traveler, Madame Eglantine, Prioress of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, a middle-class Parisian housewife, 2 English merchants, one engaged in the wool trade, and the other an Essex clothier. The author has illustrated various aspects of social life of the era by drawing on such sources as account books, diaries, letters, records, and wills. This is the most interesting of all the books I got today. Well, these were from mostly 2 or 3 days ago. So the Witch Won't Eat Me, Fantasy and the Child's Fear of Infanticide, Dorothy Block. And I know that this author claims that many children have a fear of infanticide, but most children I've ever known, including my own as an infant, never once asked me or presented a scenario where death was going to occur. So I don't know what this is about. I mean, I know it's psychologists and psychoanalysis. So I assume it's with troubled patients from 2.5 to 68, and has thus been in a position to learn at firsthand about the origins and functions of early fantasies and their later destinies in the unconscious of adults. She has also been very active in the training of therapists. Oh, man. This powerful and controversial book advances a startling thesis that many of the distortions and confusions of adult life are rooted in the childhood fear that our parents will kill us, and on the conviction that our lives depend on winning their love. I mean, this sounds like some psychobabble. I do intend to read this on this channel because it's quite an interesting topic, but I mean, this is something that came out of completely out of left field, bruv. I've never even heard of this theory. Or what does she call it? Many of the distortions will kill us. A startling thesis, let me consider it a theory. Wish this would come off, bruv, so I wouldn't have to tear at it, but looks like I'm gonna have to. Oh, that's fucking dredge work here. Just let go, buddy. There you go. Just let it go. Say the witch won't eat me. I mean, I'm pretty sure the witch did eat you, buddy. She believes that the fear of infanticide, which originates in our vulnerability as infants, is later compounded by the magical thinking that leads us as children to blame ourselves for any unhappy development in our environment, and therefore to anticipate punishment. To make himself or herself feel safe, the child usually employs self-deception and fantasy as defense measures. Terror and rage are displaced onto monsters and other imaginary creatures, thus preserving the indispensable belief or hope that the parents are or will be loving. What the kind of fucking weird shit is this? The fantasy of a devalued self that accompanies the idealization of the parents unfortunately does not usually dissolve in childhood, but from its hiding place in the unconscious, frequently plays havoc with the lives of adults. The ramifications of this process can be complex and devastating. Yeah, this book sounds interesting, but I mean, it sounds like gobbledygook, but that's why it's interesting, Rob. I will. Endeavor to read it, bro. First Lady of the Theatre, Sarah Siddons, Molly Costain, Haycraft. I only bought this one because I recently showed two other books from this so-called Kingston House series of the Britannica bookshelf for young Americans. I don't know if they're from the same thing, but Kingston House, I have, as I stated, two different books. Did I just say August 12th? That's my child's birthday. I mean, minus 1775. That's curious, bruv, since my child's birthday is tomorrow. Weird. Weird that I would open to that page, bruv. Or is it? So yeah, I don't know anything about Sarah Siddons. Don't really care. This is a trilogy. J.R. Tolkien. Weirdly enough, at the sale, the guy, his hardcovers were $2 and soft covers were $1. He said, "This is a hardcover." I'm like, dude, do you even know what a fucking hardcover is? These are 3 soft covers. So it should have been $3. But he charged me 2. And then this book, which is clearly a goddamn soft cover, he charged me 2. I don't know what this guy's doing, but he didn't know shit about books. Anyway, you know what Tolkien is, and you know what the Lord of the Rings is. It's trilogy. It's a trilogy, bruv. Lovecraft, the biography, L. Sprague de Camp. I inherently don't like this guy, and this book is rather worn and moisture exposed, but I got it anyways because I can honestly say that I've never seen a biography of Lovecraft. Though online it's not worth all that much, probably $8 to $10 range, but that's in good shape. This is X-Library, and so, but still interesting enough. This isn't particularly interesting in the fact that it's a vintage paperback, probably not that old, but since it's got a cool cover and Poe is always collectible, we shall see what year this is. Oh, it's at least 2011. 1975 is not correct. I will date it around 2011 when the inscription was written. So yeah, one of the most original American writers. Edgar Allan Poe shaped the development of both the detective story and the science fiction story. Some of his poems, The Raven, The Bells, Annabel Lee, remain among the most popular American literature. Angels and Devils by Joan Carol Cruz. It's got a bunch of highlighting, but I still got it. Don't believe in angels or devils, but still interesting topic. And I have quite a few books on the topics. Oh man, my back. Son of the Morning Star, Custer and Little Bighorn. The Little Bighorn by Evan S. Connell. Normally I won't get Civil War books. Is this even Civil War? I think this is pretty precedes the Civil War, doesn't it? Or is Little Bighorn after the Civil War? Yes, it's after. But Custer was from Monroe, Michigan, I believe. And it's a hardcover. Oh, see if Monroe, Michigan is in here. Reno. No, I see nothing about Michigan. Right, let's move on, bruv. Another library find. Handwriting Analysis, the complete basic book. Karen Kristen Amand and Mary Stansbury Ruiz, the #1 resource for professional graphologists throughout the world. I like the concept of this, although I don't really believe it means anything. Since most, and well, now it really means nothing because I know I'd say 50% of people alive do not understand handwriting, cursive, anything. Everything they know is basically their signature and, yeah, digital fucking signature on a credit card. They don't even know how to write cursive or read it, so I mean, it's kind of dying out. But for the old people, the older generations who did write in cursive or in handwriting itself, I think most began their style when they were little, so I mean, it really doesn't tell you anything other than what maybe the mindset of the young child was before their handwriting evolved. Most people wrote E's backwards and all that shit, so I mean, I guess if you take it as a isolated thing in adulthood, you could say unconscious meanings in these, and there are patterns, but I mean, it just seems specious at best, but whatever. Let's go with Stalin and Power. This is a fat ass book. What is it? 600, 700 pages. It's a fat book. It's heavy too. Stalin and Power. Let's see, it's a bit dusty. The Revolution from Above, 1928 to 1941 by Robert C. Tucker. A very fine work and in a class by itself in relationship to the subject of which it treats. Anyway, Stalin. Goodbye, that's all.